Hello YouTube! It's incredible the number of strategies on the internet that are presented as profitable. But whenever I backtest them, I find them to be unprofitable. No wonder so many people are losing in the market. Today I'm going to be showing you my strategy and that I used to pass the My Forex Funds challenge that really was profitable for me. In the first phase, it may mean the $8,000 required to pass that phase, and in the second phase, it made me $5,000, which passed the second phase, resulting in my reception of a live $100,000 account with My Forex Funds. All right. In addition, I also made $1,000 last month. I was trading the strategy fully because I was hoping to receive my refund and receive the first month's payout. Now, you may be wondering, what is this amazing strategy that this random person on YouTube is talking about that helped them to make so much money? Well, I will tell you right now that this strategy is the most ridiculously easy thing I've ever thought of, and I just can't believe how successful it has been because of just how simple this strategy is. Everyone has their most complicated strategy that is often hard to understand. You have put in the indicators and do the 1-to-3 ratio, and you have to wait for it to touch this line and everything, right? But and everyone makes it very complicated, their strategies. But on the contrary, this strategy I'm about to show you right now is so simple you won't believe that it is as profitable as it is. All right, so I will show you my payout proof now. All right, so right here so I've pulled it up for you. This is my certificate of achievement from My Forex Funds. It says, Certificate of Achievement. This certificate is proudly presented to Brandon Hinthorn. This trader has successfully passed the My Forex Funds evaluation. Through discipline, hard work, and determination, this trader has proven themselves to be capable of achieving the required profit targets within the allocated risk parameters. This trader is officially a My Forex Funds professional trader. This is definitely exciting for my life, and I'm glad to show you how I did it in this next step. All right, so let's go ahead and go to it. Right, stop. All right, so additionally to, just real quick before I show you the strategy, I just want to show you also the proof of payout. Some people are interested in that. You'll see that my first payout, it says, congratulations, you have qualified for $1,671.12. All right, and if you don't know, whenever you pass the first phase, you get I believe it's 2% bonus. When you pass the second phase of the My Forex Fund evaluation challenge, you get 4% of what you made, and then you receive a 112% refund of the fee that you gave. So in this case, I paid a little over $500 for the $100,000 challenge. They gave me the $500 plus maybe $60, $70, all right? And I made $1,000. They took their 25% from that, so I got $750 from that, and with these three things added to it, I qualified for $1,671.12. So you see that this strategy does indeed work. It has proved itself over and over for months. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop into the strategy. I will present to you the simple strategy that gave me the $100,000 live account. Okay, so I decided to trade this strategy only on the Dow. Okay, so first off the Dow, but it may work on other instruments as well. I trade this strategy only on the 15-minute chart, okay, on the time frame of 15 minutes. Though it did show to be profitable on the 5-minute time frame on my back testing. I just don't want to have to look at the chart every 5 minute candle. So I chose the 15-minute time frame, and it works excellent. It is efficient. All right, this does not work on the 1-minute time frame. I have back tested it. It does not work on the hour time frame. It does not work on the 4-hour time frame or the daily time frame. It just does not work out. So even on the Dow, Even though the Dow is the most traded indice in the world, instrument in the world, but it just does not work. So if you decide to backtest it on another instrument, please, let's help each other, okay? So it took months for me to backtest this. And if you test it on something else and you show it to be profitable, please share what you have found out, all right? As I'm sharing my results with you now and the idea now. All right, so let's go into it. Okay, so I always start this strategy at 9:45 New York time. So I have this chart. If you look at the chart I have up here, this is the Dow, US 30, same thing. And I have on here, I have the days of the week marked, and I have what you can see here, the vertical lines marked. Okay, so I use the vertical line, Chris Chapman. You put that in the indicator, right? You put in your settings, and you get it's just to help me tell when the start is for the trading day. Okay, so this white line signifies the start, the trading bell, 9:30. All right, and so this first candle would end at 9:45 on the dot. So that is the first time I can take a trade. All right, so you can see here, this is actually today. All right, September 19th. All right, and all right, so let's keep on. Make sure I stay on track here. All right, so the reason why I use the Dow and at 9:45 is because I want the volatility. I want it to move around. All right, I want lots of movement. I do believe that it is profitable if you start in pre-market, but I have not finished backtesting that, so I cannot prove that. Now, when we are looking for, what we are looking for is any type of engulfing candle. All right, I call this strategy the engulfing strategy. All right, so when I get any kind of engulfing candle, any kind, I will trade in the direction of that engulfing candle. Let me show you some examples of what I consider engulfing candles for this strategy. All right, so one would be right here real quick. All right, so we have a red candle, right, followed by a green candle that is larger than the red candle. All right, so this is like textbook engulfing candle, right? I also consider, now this is not within the trading date, but you can see this candle is green, all right, and is tiny, and then we have this red candle. This would also be an engulfing candle, so it would constitute a trade there. All right, so here, I just want to show you what you're looking for in engulfing candles, okay? And then I'll tell you how it works. All right, so right here you can see this red candle is bigger than this green candle, so it is an engulfing candle. It's obviously a loser here. All right, this green candle right here is an engulfing candle. This is an engulfing candle. This red candle is bigger than the green candle before it, so it is an engulfing candle. Same here, this is also an engulfing candle. All right, we don't have any more for the day. Let's go look at another day real quick. See what engulfing candles we have, see what it would look like yesterday. It looks like yesterday was a mess, all right? So we have this engulfing candle here. It's red, and this one is green, so I consider this engulfing candle. All right, so yeah, so let's see if we can find a close one. Like right here, this one I consider an engulfing candle because it is barely over the red candle. It is barely bigger than it, maybe the same size, but it does close higher than the candle before it. So I do consider this a trade, and this is actually, well, it would be a profitable trade if we didn't have this next engulfing candle. Right, so let's see if there's any other tricky ones. Right here, like you have these green and this red candle here, you have to zoom in a lot to see if it is indeed an engulfing candle. Right, and I'm going to say, this is a close one. Sometimes you're going to have to use your judgment, but I would consider this an engulfing candle because it is bigger than the green one and it closes exactly aligned with it. If this red candle was smaller than it and it closed at the same place, I probably wouldn't trade it. It depends on what's happening in the market. If it's just a little below, all it has to be a little bit below, even if it's smaller, even if the candle was smaller than the one before it, if it closes below in the direction of that candle, then I consider that an engulfing candle. All right, so any candle that is bigger than the candle before it and closes equal to it or in the direction of that candle is an engulfing candle. All right, so it's real simple. It's real simple. If it's bigger, then it's an engulfing candle. Don't overthink it. All right. Now, of course, I will make the disclaimer that some people are going to argue what is an engulfing candle. And so just for this strategy specifically, this is my definition in this strategy for an engulfing candle. Of course, there are experts who will say different things on what an engulfing candle is. But for this, those are the examples. All right, so next. Alright, so when I get any kind of engulfing candle, I will trade in the direction of that engulfing candle. Let me show, okay, so I already showed these examples of it. Alright, now, so let's just go ahead and go into one. Alright, so I'll show you winning ones and I'll show you some losing trades. Alright, so let's go ahead and start, see if I can find a winning trade first, and then I'll show you a losing trade for this as well. All right, so right here we have, this is probably a winning trade. All right, no, it's not. Let's see. And some days you're not going to get winning trades, but that's okay. We have our stop loss to protect us from that. Okay, here's a really good winning golfing candle right here. All right, and this is really the movement that you're looking for. This is the kind of thing you're looking for. So we trade right here where that engulfing candle is. So it's bigger than the one before it, right? So we go ahead and place our position, and our stop loss will be exactly 1 ATR. So I hover over it, and it is 79. Oh, keep in mind, I am using TradingView because it's just easier to navigate. But obviously, I use the MT4 Trader. It works exactly the same. All right. Now, so this is 79, so I just put the stop at 79. I may not be able to get exactly 79 here. I'll try my best. All right, so it's 79. It has to be 79. Sometimes I'm a little off, maybe by 1 or 2. It's not a big deal. All right, and then, so the next point is very important. We're just going to ignore this profit. We don't have a profit on this. The way that we exit this trade is either we have the stop loss is hit, which you can see here, the stop loss is not hit, right? Or the other way that you get out of a trade in this strategy is whenever you get an engulfing candle in the opposite direction. So if I took a red engulfing candle and I shorted it, then I would be waiting for a green engulfing candle. All right, so you're going to see here, this is a green engulfing candle, and we got 2 times the reward on this trade. The other way that you could get out of a trade is if the end of the day happens. All right, so right now I'm actually getting out earlier. I'm getting out at 3:30. 3:30. Let's go ahead and move on with this though. Okay. I'll go ahead and show you a losing trade with this strategy. All right. Let's see here. That might be. Okay. Here's a losing trade, and here's an interesting one. So we have this red engulfing candle over the green one. All right, and the stop loss is 75. The ATR, it's 1 ATR, is 75. All right, you're going to see 75. We do not get stopped out, unfortunately, or fortunately. And so on this one, we have this red engulfing candle, and then we next have we're waiting for a green engulfing candle, which unfortunately we get right here, which leaves us with a loss of 40 points. Okay, so I'm going to show you the results. All right, so every trade. So engulfing strategy with size trades. Right, so I showed you every trade I backtested every trade for months, for August, July, May, all the way back I think I have back to March with this one. Here, I did this with different stop losses, different sizes, and this one is every trade risk $500. So I take whatever the ATR says, and I divide $500. I divide it into $500. So if I had a 50, the ATR says 50, then it would be 500 divided by 50 equals 10. So it'd be, I traded 10 points, $10 per point. All right. So, and if it was bigger, I'd have a smaller size, and if it was a lower ATR, I'd have a bigger size to make it $500 every single trade. All right. So these are the results. Okay. And also, I show what adding to the trades do. So if I'm in an open trade, then and another engulfing candle happens in the same direction as my trade, this number right here tells what would happen if it would help or hurt this. This is included in this. You wouldn't add 6 to it. 6 is already in it. All right. So this is the right is just if I added to trades. This is if I add to trades. This just tells what the results of adding to trades does. Right, to see if I want to add to trades or not, which I decided I do. All right, so August, so I make 20 times what the risk was, right? So 20 times 500 would be $10,000. So I made $10,000 in August. This was on the what's it called? The My Forex Fund evaluation account. I actually traded this, and this is when I passed the second phase. All right, July, I'm showing 48 times the risk, which is in profit. These are in profit numbers. I'll put a negative if it's not profit. So this is 48 times 500, right? So we get about $25,000, a little less than $25,000. If I add to my trades, it's showing that it is a good thing. It does give me 17 more stop losses, right? So it's a good thing for this month, right? July, so that's July. June is a shocker and is hurtful, but June, I'm showing it does lose 20 stop losses, and that is because in June there was a lot of false breakouts and there was lots of engulfing candles. It would be an engulfing candle and then immediately go against it. So that is showing that I would lose $10,000 in June, right? And to add to my trades, I lose 5 stop losses, so I lose $2,500 for that month. But look at May. Look at May. May, I'm showing 61 stop losses gained this month. Incredible results. Which is equal, in my case, since I'm doing $500 stop loss, I am making $30,000 in May. Imagine that. I wish I was trading then. All right, but I was not trading this account then. All right, April is a break even, and you might even lose more than this or less depending on if make some judgment calls. And sometimes the spread can give. So it's a little bit in the negative. March, I'm still back testing March, but if we go back to my trade testing, you can see I have done March. We'll go to March. This is if I do size 10 March. I'm showing I make 1,500 points in March, so we multiply this by 10, it's $15,000. April, I'm showing I make 2,600 points, so I make $26,000. May, I would have made with the size 10, I would have made 23. Though I am kind of correcting this because I think sometimes I get stopped out. Oh, I forgot to say that part of the strategy. Oh man! So if you lose $2,000, 200 points, or $2,000 in a day, you stop trading. You stop. Okay, it does happen. Sometimes you lose the 200 points or the $2,000, depending on the way you're doing it, and you lose $2,000 in a day, you just stop, okay? And then you wait for the next day. And it balances out. It's all calculated in here. And sometimes you have 786 point day. Sometimes you have a minus 343 points. You lose your 2,000, but you make 7,000 here, and you make 4,000 here, and you make 6,000 here. But here, you lose 1,000, right? And sometimes it just doesn't work out. Like this minus 167. With the way you do the stop losses, you might lose that $2,000 because you're in an open trade that ended up not closing. It had a drawdown that was over 200 points. So you got to kind of watch that, right? June just was not a good month to trade this strategy. Minus 458, though that is better than doing the size trades. All right, so you just have to pick your poison. When do you want to make money? Do you want to make money in more money in May? Do you want to lose less money in June? So you want to do the same size trade in every single one of them, or do you want to size each trade so you only lose $500 per trade? That's the question. All right, so July, I'm showing 1,400 points, but in the size trades, you make a lot more money in July. I believe it was $20,000. This is $14,000. Yeah, so I did some interesting things. I tried some different things here on how I was going to do this, and then I just went ahead and made a whole new, started over and started back testing, doing size trades. So you can see here I have 28 pages of trades, of back testing, and just some ideas like SS channel, EMA 50, biggest trade possible 62 to 1. And then I just, I said, no, this isn't going to work. The problem is you cannot read the future. And it may look good in back testing, but you're like, oh, this one in live you would not be able to see. So you can see I have all these different, I have back tested so many different things. I have not found anything to be truly profitable. A lot of times if you see one that looks very profitable, it's because I was cheating without realizing it, because I could see the future, or just, so you see like some of these lose almost every trade. Like this one here, I don't even know, I didn't even write what I was doing here. Magic trading strategy. Oh yes, this was a fraud. This was one that repainted. This should just be a video, me talking about the things that I've back tested. So this guy posts on YouTube. He says a magic trading strategy, and he posted on there, and it has a indicator that repaints. It repaints the bars. So when you refresh it, then it repaints the bars. So in the live trade, it would not show you the signals. But when you're back testing it, it looks like it would show you the signals, but it absolutely did not. And I was very upset with this person because they're just spreading lies on the internet. And lots of people lost their money, but I was smart. I went and I tested the strategy, and I did my research because I'm never going to live trade something that I'm not completely sure about. So I went back and I back tested it, and I was like, oh, this is great. And then I got reading, and it repaints, and it's a fraud. And whoever does the magic trading strategy is a fraud. He absolutely is. It's not a real strategy. It repaints. You cannot do it that way. Yeah. So yeah, look at all this time I spent doing the back testing. I'm like, oh, this is great. I'm going to be rich, but I did not trade it, and I did not lose any money over it. Okay. So that's the results. This is the best thing that I have come up with, and this passed the test for me. All right. Let's go ahead and go to, it's fine. Just stop it.